Understanding the Canadian Disability Benefit, CDB. The Canadian Disability Benefit, CDB, is a federal initiative designed to reduce poverty and improve financial security for people with disabilities. Modeled somewhat after the Guaranteed Income Supplement for seniors, the CDB is intended to provide a baseline income that works alongside provincial disability programs like ODSP. The vision is simple: no Canadian with a disability should live in poverty. While the legislation has been passed, the details around eligibility, benefit amounts, and rollout are still being finalized. This uncertainty has created both hope and anxiety for ODSP recipients. For those who already live on low fixed incomes, even a modest monthly boost could mean the difference between constant struggle and a degree of stability. However, how the CDB will integrate with ODSP remains a critical concern. If Ontario claws back some or all of the new benefit, the promise of poverty reduction could be undermined. This tension makes the CDB a defining issue for the future of ODSP and a central topic for advocacy efforts. The issue of clawbacks and income stacking. The biggest question on ODSP recipients' minds is whether the CDB will stack on top of existing benefits or if Ontario will claw it back. Currently, ODSP claws back most additional income dollar for dollar once recipients exceed earning exemptions. If Ontario applies the same logic to the CDB, people could see no net improvement in their income. For example, if someone receives $400 from the CDB but ODSP deducts $400 from their support, the recipient is no better off. Advocates argue this would defeat the entire purpose of the benefit, which is to lift people out of poverty, not maintain the status quo. Disability organizations across Canada are lobbying both federal and provincial governments to ensure the CDB is treated as exempt income, similar to child benefits or the Canada Workers' Benefit. Whether this happens will determine if the CDB is a game-changer for people on ODSP, or just another bureaucratic shuffle. This is why the clawback debate is seen as the single most critical factor in how ODSP integrates with the CDB. Provincial responsibility and federal expectations. Another layer of complexity lies in how responsibility is divided between federal and provincial governments. The federal government has made it clear that the CDB is intended as an income top-up, not a replacement for provincial supports. Provinces, however, may be tempted to reduce their spending if Ottawa is sending direct payments. Ontario has a long history of cost-cutting within ODSP, and many recipients fear the government will use the CDB as an excuse to freeze or even lower ODSP rates. At the same time, federal policymakers have stated they expect provinces to work in partnership to ensure the benefit achieves its poverty reduction goals. This push and pull creates uncertainty about whether ODSP will complement the CDB or undermine it. Ideally, the CDB would act as a federal layer of income security while ODSP continues to provide both financial assistance and crucial medical, dental, and prescription coverage. The outcome depends on whether Ontario chooses to cooperate with the spirit of the program or pursue budget savings at the expense of disabled Ontarians. What recipients and advocates are demanding. Disability advocates and ODSP recipients are not waiting passively to see what happens. They are actively organizing, lobbying, and voicing their concerns. The central demand is that the CDB must be non-clawbackable income, meaning every dollar received from the federal program should be fully retained. Beyond this, advocates are calling for transparency in how the program is designed, a fair eligibility process, and an amount that meaningfully reduces poverty. Current ODSP rates place most recipients thousands of dollars below the poverty line, even after recent increases. Advocates argue the CDB should bring people up to at least 100% of Canada's official poverty threshold. There are also calls for automatic inflation indexing, so benefits don't lose value over time, and for harmonization with employment incentives so recipients are not penalized for working part-time. The disability community is clear. The CDB represents a once-in-a-generation opportunity to fix a broken system, but only if designed in partnership with the people it's supposed to help.